Okay, 6.1.22. So the graph shows an exponential growth function. I hopefully everybody agrees that kind of looks like it, could be parabolic, but they're going to say it's exponential, so we'll use that. Compare the average rate of change. Average rate of change is just another word for slope, if you remember that. So we're finding the slope. Specifically, they tell us in this problem to find the slope just between the interval of x of 0, which would be this point here, to x of 3, which looks like it'd be that point there. So for that one, the 2 points, and we're going to just find the slope for these. So it's from 0, 21 to the point, looks like for 3, it's 45.5. So that's for, which function is this one on the right? The graph, this is f of x. So for f of x, be careful here, it's on the right, but it's actually the f, where the formula they gave me here is actually my g, so it feels left, in terms of left, right, these are backwards in my opinion. So then on this one, for 0, if I did for my g of x, I put in a 0, that'd be 29 times the 1.4 to the 0 power, anything to the 0 power is 1 times 29. So that's 29. And then we're supposed to find the other endpoint, 3, the same. So if I put in a 3 here, and for this one, I'm just grabbing a calculator here quick and doing, just in the interest of time, I'm not gonna jump over to decimals. I think you guys know how to run a calculator. 29, and then in parentheses next to it, 1.4 to the, again, we're raising it to the 3rd power, so they're both have x's, and that's 79.576. So I did 29 times 1.4 to the 3rd there is what I did. And that came out to that 79.576. Okay, so now what's the slope here? And what's the slope here if you are doing those two problems? So for these two, for my slope, my average rate of change, I'll just take my 45.5 and take away my 21 for my how much my y changed, and then my 3 minus my 0. And if I do that, again, I'm just on the calculator here, 45.5 minus my 21, enter to get that 24.5, divided by this 3 in the denominator, and I come up with 8.16 repeating. Okay, and just out of curiosity, I'm on a graphing calculator here. In a fraction, if I push the math button and the first option, that's 49/6. Just in case I need to be exact, that 0.16 repeating. Okay, then over here, I'm gonna take my 79.576, my y, and take off the other y. That'll tell me how much I went up, and then a 3 minus 0 again. And so calculating that out, 79.576 take away the 29 leaves me with like 50.576 divided by the 3. And this one is 16.858. It looks like a 6 repeating probably. Again, I'll change it to a fraction and see what that is. That's pretty gross. 6322 over 375. All right, so on the interval from 0 to 3, f of x, make sure I put the right one in the right spot here, f of x, which was this one, so 49/6, so I keep it exact. And then on the other one, my g of x, which is this, if I want to keep the exact, if you don't, it does say you can round to the tenths, but I'll keep it exact here, 6322 over the 375. And then just looking at the decimals, so this g of x on this side, this was my g of x, right? Yeah, this one came from the graph, which was f of x. All right, so my g of x has a greater average rate of change. And then that's what I would have pulled down here and put in there because of the 16 being greater than the 8.